morning. It is 5:28 a.m. and today is the day that we head to Greece. So we're just starting our morning. We're getting everything packed up, but let's go to Greece. We have officially made it to Santorini. It was a long, tiring journey to get here, but we made it nonetheless. So we did our flight from Dallas to Atlanta. We dropped off Heidi with Ryan's parents in Atlanta during our layover, and then did our 11-hour flight to Athens, Greece from Atlanta. And then we were at the Athens airport for a couple hours, and then hopped on like a 55-minute flight, like a short flight from Athens to Santorini. And then we took a bus from the airport to like the local bus station in Fira, waited about 20 minutes to get another bus to drop us off close to our hotel, walked to the hotel, and now we're here. So I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all a little room tour before we dirty it up. Ew. Okay, so you walk in and we have our little bed, got TV, bathroom in here, and then shower, and little toilets back here, and then little mini bar area, and then like a little desk area, little closet, kind of like built in, and that's it. Very, very cute. I think we're gonna go get some dinner, and then the receptionist told us that the tap water is not drinkable. So with that in mind, I think we're gonna try and stop by some sort of like market after we get dinner and secure some water bottles. So that's the plan for this first little evening in Santorini. I actually just need a minute. I need a minute to lay down before we leave. I've never looked better. I've never looked more alive. This is the view from our hotel. Wow, Ryan's first hero. Or pita, I don't really know. I got, what, souvlaki chicken stick? Fries. It comes with pita. I'm not gonna eat the pita, but I might. Ryan will eat my pita. We're really showing our USA right now. We got 4 of these massive water bottles. Our America is showing. Showered, ready for bed, very tired. And tomorrow will be our first full day in Santorini. Good morning. I got some crazy hair. Today is going to be day 1 of Santorini, and it's like 8:30, 8:45 right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and start getting ready for the day, do makeup, get dressed. And then breakfast is served and included at this hotel, which is so nice. Breakfast is served from 8 to 11, so then we'll go get breakfast. And then we're taking it slow today. We have nothing like booked or like fully scheduled or planned. Today is going to be kind of a chill day where we can kind of like walk around and see things and kind of do whatever we want on a more relaxed schedule today. Okay, outfit number 1. Got a cute little dress, my dress from Quince. So we are going to go head to breakfast. have started our day with photos. So we came up to Itinerary to try to get some photos at the place you just saw, which is called Church of the Resurrection of the Lord. And it took us a second to find it and navigate through all the streets to figure out where you could get photos from it or like with it in the background. Ryan helped me out big time. Ryan navigated, but we got our photos and videos. And so now we're gonna go head towards Fira and get some more photos. And then I think the second half of the day we'll do beach. But this morning we're just kind of walking around and getting some pictures. Okay, we took a break in the room and now we're headed to more photo spots. But here's our view currently as we're walking. That is Ia, I think. I think this is Itinerary.
Itinerary.
Oh.
BERESTORED.
Yeah, we're somewhere right in here. Pretty. Okay, it is toasty out there. Both of us are so sweaty, but we came back to our room again just to pause. And now I think we're gonna chill for a bit. And then the second half of the day, I think we're gonna go to Kamari Beach or one of like the black sand beaches. Parissa? Either Parissa or Kamari. They're both like the black sand beaches here on Santorini. So it's like 1:45 and we've just been walking around up near Itinerary, and then where we are at is like Fira Stefani, and then a little bit lower than us is Fira. So we've just been walking around this area, taking photos, seeing the sights, and then the second half of our day is just gonna be the beach. So we're gonna change out of our cute clothes and then put on like swimsuits and get ready to, I think, go to a beach. Okay, we're back from the beach. We ended up doing Parissa Beach. We might try to do a different beach on a different day. We are going to eat. We picked up some food to go. So we're gonna eat a little bit of dinner and then I'm gonna fill you in on the day and some tips and some things that have already happened today and run you through a few things from today. Okay, Ryan's been getting the gyros.
I think tomorrow I'll try something new.
Yeah, and then I've been getting essentially, like, they're just called chicken sticks and pork sticks. Now, one thing that I will say about these is that last night, when it was our first night here and we were looking at food, this whole time I was thinking like, yes, I'd be able to eat all the meat because it's a lot of like chicken, kebabs, pork, all this stuff. And I kind of had a last minute thought to Google like if it had dairy in it. And some places said like, yes, some Greek marinades will use Greek yogurt. So I've just been double checking with the places we've eaten and just like asking what's in the marinade. So far so good, but I thought I would throw that out there if my gluten-free, dairy-free people are traveling. But anyways, we're gonna eat some food. Okay, I'm currently elevating my legs or my feet right now because they hurt. So I'm gonna do our little recap like this, laying down. But a few things that happened today and or things to note. Number one is this morning I went to go get my portable like battery pack that all the away luggages come with. And last year in Paris and Switzerland on that trip, I would always take out that like battery pack and use it throughout the day and like charge my phone and keep my phone plugged into that in my purse. And so this morning I went to go grab it before we left our hotel and it was gone. And then Ryan said something kind of as if maybe I had like forgot it, and I was like, no, I swear I packed it, like check yours. And his was also gone. So we assume that they took them out in Athens before we hopped on the smaller flight to Santorini, because those small flights to Santorini, they don't allow you to have like a normal sized carry-on. And so we paid a little bit more because we had to like get it checked. We had to check our carry-ons. And so neither of us thought about the fact that those battery packs were in there, and they just took them out and we didn't know about it. And there's no way, odds are, for us to get those back. So that's a big bummer. That was first thing this morning. We realized that like we didn't have those battery packs in our luggage anymore. And then public restrooms are like €1 to use the bathrooms. We've been taking like the public transportation, all the buses that I've tried to get some clips of. We don't really mind it, but we are having to still kind of like figure out the navigation for the buses. But Ryan has had it on lock. It's not like too terrible, honestly. You just kind of have to double check and ask people. And there's normally like you've got the bus driver, and then there's normally a second person who's getting your tickets and like making sure you pay. But the buses are super cheap, which is why we chose to do it, because a lot of the like ATV or car rentals are pretty expensive per day. And then like the taxis and Ubers are also really expensive. So the buses are like €2 a person one way. So it's worked out, but every now and then there's maybe like a 15-20 minute wait where like Ryan and I are kind of sitting around waiting and just kind of getting to the bus stop a little bit early in case it like shows up a few minutes early, you know? But I do kind of feel like it's part of the experience. But I just thought I'd fill y'all in a little bit on our day today. But it was a good day one, and tomorrow we're doing Ia. We're gonna try to get there really early for photos. We're talking like we'll be up at 6 a.m., maybe earlier, and try to do kind of like a half day in Ia. But I will see you guys tomorrow. Good morning. It is 6:30. We are up and ready, and we're walking down to Fira to get on a bus to go to Ia and get pictures. So that's what we're doing. There's so far no one out here. Look. Sunrise. That's so pretty. That is a very pretty sunrise. We got all of our photos, so now we're gonna do a little souvenir shopping. Okay, we ate some breakfast. Now we're continuing our souvenir shopping. And I say we just full send. Just buy all the things. But right now we're just walking around. Ryan just said he supports me getting a crew neck. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Okay, this is what I'm getting. Classic crew neck, and then Ryan's trying on some shirts. This is the winner for our figurine. We have bussed down to Kamari, changed. Now we're gonna go try to enjoy the beach for a little bit before we head back to our hotel. This is a very pebble rocky beach, and we didn't bring our water shoes today. And
It's not that bad. Oh, you're so bad.
That hurt my feet. Ryan's gonna try out the local street corn.
Got some salt, some butter, some
Cool.
paprika. I think he said pepper.
Wow.
We have a Coke and Greek letters and tzatziki chips.
Yum. Okay, we ordered some lunch, waiting to pick it up, and then we're gonna go home. All right, we brought back lunch. I'll fill y'all in on the second half of yesterday, but it's like lunchtime, day 3. Last night for dinner, Ryan figured out that kebabs are the way to go. They're much better than like the pork and chicken sticks that I've been getting, but it's kind of more like a sausage and it's really good. So today I got 2 of those for lunch. And then we also experimented with the hummus because I told Ryan, I feel like I haven't seen hummus anywhere and this is Greece. And then we found it at this place. So we got hummus again today and french fries, and we're gonna dip the french fries in the hummus, but that's gonna be our little lunch. So here's the kebab. It's kind of like one big sausage, essentially, but these have been really good and a lot more like moist than the pork and chicken sticks. I feel like those have been a bit more dry, kind of everywhere. Then we got some hummus, bag of fries, gonna eat some lunch. Okay, I figured I would recap yesterday because I never did a recap of Ia and like the first half of our day, and then I never ended the vlog yesterday. Ia, I really liked Ia. Would you say yes that you liked it, Ryan? I felt like it was really nice walking around and the scenery's good.
The city.
And yeah, I feel like it was fun. I think we ended up waiting in line. Here, let me recap in case you yourself ever do this. I feel like on my last travel vlogs, I get a lot of comments from time to time asking questions about the trip. So in this one, trying to kind of think through questions people might ask. We are staying in Fiera Stefani. It's right below Itinerary. So we're staying in like a not super crowded, not super touristy area. It still is for the tourists. Like there are obviously tourists, but it's not as packed as Ia, and it's cheaper hotel-wise. So we're staying in Fiera Stefani. So we woke up at 5:45. We started walking to Fiera at 6:30. It was like a 20-minute walk from here to Fiera to the main bus station in Fiera because the buses to Ia leave from Fiera. And the earliest one was like a 7 a.m. bus. So we were trying to be on that one, and we did. We got there like 10 minutes before it was supposed to leave, hopped on. They left at 7. It was maybe like 20 minutes of a bus ride up to Ia, and then it's just a short walk to the domes in Ia that are like the famous blue domes. Y'all saw the line. I think I took a video of the line right when we got there, and we waited for about an hour and 15 minutes, which honestly was crazy. We got in line by like 7:35, 7:40, and Ryan was like, okay, my guess is we take pictures by 9. And I remember my head being like 30 minutes. Like, we're here so early, there's not a huge line. Like, but Ryan was right. We didn't take pictures till close to 9. Just because Ryan wants to show you.
No, this one's at 9:02.
Well, that was our last batch.
Yeah.
9:02 was some of our photos. So honestly, I thought that was kind of crazy because I was like, we were there first thing. But honestly, I didn't mind the wait. We were in the shade. It was cool. It's always like breezy here. So I didn't mind it because it's not like we were miserable or like sweating or in the heat or in the sun or anything. So we got our photos, and then we went to brunch or breakfast, I guess. Got an omelet, and then we walked around like y'all saw. It's very pretty. I feel like it doesn't look too different from like Itinerary, Fiera Stefani, where we're staying. And where we're staying is cheaper. Just throwing that out there if you ever plan a trip. I think we left Ia by like 1 p.m. and then we went straight to Kamari Beach. So we had packed all of our stuff in our bikinis. Well, my bikini. Ryan doesn't wear a bikini. We brought everything with us in Ryan's backpack so that we could just take a bus straight to Kamari. Kamari Beach is a pebble beach, and the waves were a bit stronger. Kamari is basically all sunbeds, which on all the signs it says the sunbeds and umbrellas are free, but you have to buy food from the restaurants that are like behind the beach area. It was a really cute little beach town though. I definitely would recommend going. I think it's fun to see it. So we did that, and then I essentially had an asthma attack like as we were walking back from the beach to the bus to head home, and then I basically just called it a day. I didn't film anything else because I started feeling really bad, unfortunately. Doing better today, but I wanted to tell you guys that not everything is always flawless because I was definitely struggling, and then that ended up leading to today. We were supposed to go on this like volcano tour and like a hot springs like boat tour, but I just knew like I'm out of breath just like talking to you guys, and I knew that like there's no way I could do the hike for the volcano. All that to say, now it's the next day. Today's our last day, and we didn't do our tour, so we just have been hanging out at home for a while. We decided to do just like a light little walk that y'all saw a second ago. One that was slow for me and not very uphill or anything for me and my lung capacity at the moment. We just ate like you saw, and then I think we're just gonna go to the pool at our hotel. So All right, last night in Santorini, we're going out to dinner. This is the outfit. And we're gonna try to go to one that has a little sunset view and watch the sunset at dinner. So that's where we're headed now. How is it?
Pretty good.
Ryan got some ice cream. Twix ice cream?
Yeah.
Yum. Just enjoying our last sunset in Santorini. It's so pretty. Ryan's got his ice cream. All right, we are packed up and we are going to fly to Athens, Greece tomorrow. So that's the end of our Santorini portion. And then I'll see you guys in the morning for Athens. All right, we've made it to Athens. I'll give you our little hotel room tour. Here's our hotel, TV, bathroom, shower. So we're here for 2 nights. We're here tonight. We've got tickets to do Ancient Agora from like 5 to 6 is our like entry time this evening. So we're just gonna do dinner, do that. And then tomorrow we have 1 full day in Athens. So tomorrow we're doing like the Acropolis and a lot of the other like museums and like historical things around here. So we're just doing 1 full day here in Athens. And then we have like a half day after that before our flight leaves the next day. So 2 nights, 1 full day. I will take you guys along once we get out and about and start doing things in Athens. All right, we are currently walking to Ancient Agora. We're in the, Monastiraki area, headed to Ancient Agora. All right, well, after walking all over creation, trying to find the main entrance to this place, we're here. The entrance that like Google Maps was taking us is under construction, so we had to walk for an eternity to try and get in. But now we're here, so we'll see what this area is all about. Probably did not pay an entrance fee. She's the protector. Okay, we're back. I thought Ancient Agora was really cool. Ryan was expecting more like still intact things, which some of it was, but then a lot of it was also like the ruins. But what's that app called? Rick Steves Audio Europe. It's an app. It's like a bunch of audio guides that it's all free and you can download them and like listen to them when you're in all these places. And so he has one for like the Acropolis, Ancient Agora. And so we were actually listening to that as we walked around. So highly recommend if you are someone who like wants to know like what you're looking at and stuff, which was really cool because it told us a lot of like really cool things, I thought, and kind of told you like where this like structures were and like how it was used back in the day. Like one of the areas was like their version of like a mall and like shopping center and like all these different things. And then there's a few times when they said like they talked about like the Corinthians and like Corinthian people used to like come here and this, that, and the other. And I looked at Brian and I was like, oh, Corinthians. I was like, that's a book in the Bible. And then they were talking about Paul and like Paul giving like speeches in that area and talked some about like Bible figures. And so I thought that was so cool. I'm glad we did the little audiobook. Otherwise you would be looking at just like stones on the ground. In some places you wouldn't know what everything actually was, you know? But on our way back from dinner in that area, the ancient Agora area, we walked through Plaka, which is another little like neighborhood town area, and that was really cool. There's tons of shops, tons of souvenir shops, tons of like clothing stores. So we were kind of just looking and like enjoying walking around at night. It was popping, like so many people out, so many people still like eating. So anyways, that was our evening, and now we're back, and then we're just gonna get ready for bed, and tomorrow is our one full day in Athens. Alrighty, we dressed for the day. We're gonna go get breakfast first, and then we'll come back. And Ryan has to put on sunscreen, and then we'll go. Hello. All right, we're starting the day at Hadrian's Arch, and then we're gonna go walk around this area. I'm not 100% sure of its significance, but these are two thrones. They're like the VIP seats of the stadium. So Ryan and I got some pictures I'll insert. So this is like a tunnel that all the people would use to like enter the stadium. Pretty cool. Gotta stretch before you go into the stadium. For your Olympic, what event would you do, babe?
Basketball.
Basketball.
Put on a track.
I don't think they did that here.
I don't know.
All right, we walked up a level halfway. Pretty cool. All right, we're at the tippy top. The rings are right above us. Alright, we finished up at the stadium, and now we're walking around the National Gardens that are like right across the street from the stadium.
Is it the pork steak that you said was like good?
The other day in Santorini, we got the fava beans, and this is everything that comes in it, so it is like gluten-free and dairy-free. This man is 10 out of 10. Okay, we both got the same thing, the pork steak and potatoes. All right, well, we just had the most stressful lunch of our lives. There were these, I think they're called mammoth wasps, and there's so many here, and they kept hovering over our food and at our table. It was so stressful.
Basically inches from death.
Yeah, basically. Those suckers stung you. I think we go here. Anyways, that was stressful. We're both like tense and kind of out of breath because we were eating so fast. But now we are going to the Acropolis Museum, and we're walking through the Plaka area that we walked through last night. That was one of those like fish pedicures where they like eat off your dead skin. That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, Acropolis Museum. We figured we would do this first before going into the Acropolis and during the peak heat of the day, and then we would get to learn about the Acropolis before we go see it.
That's trippy.
Whoa, that is trippy. It is kind of scary. I think that's crazy. Like a house? Town? Whew. All right, we're back at our hotel. It's like 3:15 or so maybe. Finished at the museum. It was pretty cool. It is cool to see like how much like actual like marble pieces of the Acropolis that they were able to like save. And then there was like a video going that kind of explained like the destruction of the Acropolis and like different eras of people who like either like tried to burn it down or like restored it and this, that, and the other. And so that was kind of helpful just to get some of the history behind it. And then the very like underneath the museum is where that like excavation site is, and it was like a town with like lots of houses and stuff, so we walked around there for a bit, and now we are going to rest. So we're back at the hotel, we're gonna refill our waters, charge our phones, all that kind of stuff, and then I think our entry ticket for the Acropolis is like 5:30 or 6, I think, and it's like 3 something right now, so we're gonna try to rest for a few hours before we make the trek up to the Acropolis. It is our last day in Athens slash travel day slash half day in Athens. So our flight leaves to Nice at 4 p.m. So we're gonna have a little half day in Athens this morning, and then we're gonna leave the hotel by like 1:30-ish to head to the airport. But this morning I think we are on the hunt for our souvenir from Athens, so we're going to head towards the Plaka area that we've been going to because there's lots of like shops there. I'll try to tell y'all the name of the street that we've been enjoying in the Plaka neighborhood. But yeah, we're gonna go head out. Is that the only thing? Find a souvenir, walk around, and then we'll do lunch later before we leave. Ryan got himself a pure leather belt.
Yeah.
That was nice. Ryan actually has really been needing a belt, and it was only 25 euros, so we couldn't pass that up. Ryan's just living large today. Last day in Athens, all out. Okay, we are back in our hotel after our little morning out, and we are just packing up, getting ready to check out soon. So I think I'm going to end the Greece vlog here because the rest of the day we're just gonna go grab lunch, go to the airport, and then we're flying to Nice. And so then that'll start my South of France vlog. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please comment down below if you have any questions about anything that we did or where we ate or anything like that during this trip. But give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and stay tuned for the South of France vlog, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!